Hey, what's up guys, I'm Praetorian and welcome back to HOI4 as we are playing as India. So before we can get started in today's episode, we do have an issue with the campaign, a rather major issue, and so I'm going to go over that problem and what some of the potential solutions for it will be. So I've been told by several viewers that the Indian Civil War is not working properly when India is independent, when they can't do it the normal way through the focus tree. I mean, you're still doing it through the focus tree, but when you weren't able to do one of these two here, and when you're not the British Raj, when it happens, which again, I tested the Civil War and didn't have any issues with it, but I was a subject of the British at the time, and so I didn't have any problems. But when you're independent, it does not work properly, and I did test it myself to confirm that, which I did that by basically just starting here on this save, and then I canceled this focus and started the Indian People's Army, and then just let it sit on fast forward until I got it. And it's definitely not working the way that civil wars are supposed to work, and I don't know why that is. I don't know if it has something to do with the focuses, or just because we're supposed to be a subject and we're not, or if it's because we don't have an autonomy level. The focus, when you hover over it, it does say the size of the Civil War depends on the party support and autonomy progress, and so maybe it's just tied to the autonomy in some form or fashion, and we don't have an autonomy level because we're independent. So I don't know why it's broken, but it definitely is. So what ends up happening is basically your support for communism or fascism, if you're going that route, because I assume the bug is present regardless of which route you go here, whether you're going fascist or communist. But yeah, your communist support has no effect on how much land they get. I tested it with the current communist support, which is like 40-some, I think we were sitting at 48% by the time it fired. And then I also tested it with communist support at full 100%, and regardless of what your communist support is, they get the full amount that they can get in the Indian Civil War, which is essentially all of this territory here. Now, in a normal Indian Civil War, how much territory they get is based off of, again, off the autonomy and the support for your ideology, and they get a lot less territory. Like when I did my Civil War, I think they only got these states here, this one here, and then this one here. They might have got one over here, but I don't think so. I know that I had territory in the north, I had all this here, and then I didn't lose much up along the edge here. So it was fairly small. When I did my little test, I beat them very quickly. It was very easy. Civil War overall. Had it done in like a matter of maybe weeks in the game, and that's just because it took time to get the troops over there. So it doesn't matter what your communist support is. They're going to be, the full size that the breaking away state can be here in the Indian Civil War, and that's fine. Whatever, I don't have an issue with that. If we got to go take all this territory over again, then that's not a problem. The problem is that it completely wipes away your army and everything you have. So it takes all of your units, so you'll lose every single unit that you own. You'll also lose all of your equipment. So every piece of equipment, including planes, will be taken from you. So you won't have any equipment. It takes a big chunk of your manpower, but the Civil Wars do that no matter what anyways, because they took all that territory from you. But you lose a lot of manpower. And then if you have any units training, because I tested this, I thought, well, maybe we could overcome this if I just had a bunch of units training over here and then deployed them right when the Civil War started. Like, didn't give them a place to deploy, so they'd just be stuck in here, and then we could deploy them once the Civil War starts. But those are lost as well. You lose absolutely everything, and that's where the problem exists. And from my understanding, it might go over to the other side. I'm not entirely sure on that because I didn't tag over to them or anything like that, so I don't know what they had. But it might actually have everything that they take from you. That essentially makes it impossible to win the Civil War because, they got all your stuff and you've got nothing. You don't have a single unit. And you'd have to, train them up and all that kind of stuff and get equipment built to be able to even deploy units. And then it'd be really crappy. They wouldn't have all their equipment, and they wouldn't have any experience. So, I mean, you could do that, I suppose, but one other thing that people typically do with this broken mechanic is they just get rid of everything. So they delete all their units, they delete all their equipment, just get rid of every piece of equipment they have, and then, let it fire, and then hopefully they don't have anything. And so basically it's two countries, neither of which have a single unit. And so at that point, it's just a race to see who can build units faster, I suppose. Get equipment built faster for them and get it deployed quicker so that you can just put the units on the map as quickly as possible and try and get all their territory taken. That's not fun, obviously. And of course, everything we've done so far is irrelevant. I mean, it's completely irrelevant because we lose all of our units, and you know, losing units isn't that big of a deal because you can retrain them. You can put the equipment back in their hands. You know, you lose any extra experience that you might have, like these units have some experience. You lose that, but whatever, that's not that big of a deal. My thing is deleting all the equipment. I wouldn't be happy with that. You know, we lose all our planes, our Air Force that we took time to build. And then the worst part is how long this is going to take. When you look at, you know, we're in November 1939. This is where the big issue here is, guys, is the date. I'd be fine if we were earlier in the campaign dealing with this problem, as we have to deal with it, apparently. The only way to deal with it, which is to delete all your units and delete all your equipment and then just fight it out and try and race units out. I mean, it's not fun. I don't want to do that. That sounds horrible. Like, that does not seem how I want to play this game, but whatever. I would do that if we were earlier in the campaign. But not only are we not ready to do the war now, because, I mean, first of all, we have to finish up in Siam because, you know, if we, you know, have all our units deleted, then they'll just take all this territory and we'll lose the war. So obviously we can't do it until we finish the war with them. That's going to take some time. Just in some point in 1940 perhaps. And then you can start doing the focus. That's 70 days. And so let's say you do the Civil War in spring 1940. Well, how long does it take to win the Civil War? You got no units. So, you know, you got to build them, even if you build them to the minimum, which is what, like 20% or something like that? 20% of their equipment. So you can't even start training them until you get the equipment to them, which you have to build. And remember, you're losing a big chunk of your factories and stuff. You know, we're losing all these military factories, any other military factories built. We've been doing a good job not building too much over here. And then it takes time to take that territory in and push forward. And then, of course, they're going to get some units built. And so now it's a battle between terrible, unexperienced, you know, poorly equipped units. And okay, so you do all that. I mean, how long does that take? Most of 1940? Now you're sitting at the end of 1940 and you're worse off here at the end of 1940 than you were at the beginning of the game. And that's really what the issue is that we're going to be going into 1941 and we're worse off than we were when we started. And everything we've done so far is also kind of outside of the war with Siam, because this is where we're actually getting territory, because the war with Pakistan and the war with Burma was just getting our own territory back. So outside of this war with Siam, everything we did is up to this point would have been pointless. And really nothing happened from it, and we're just worse off than we were before. And that's my real issue, is that how long is it going to take to rebuild the units, get them trained up, get them re-equipped, get an Air Force built? How long is it going to take to do all that so that we can join the war and actually help? Because I don't think they're going to last very long, guys. I think the 4th International is going to lose, and that's really the issue here. Without player support, without player intervention, I don't see how they don't lose and lose quickly. And maybe they'll last another year, maybe they'll last another 2 years. But we won't be able to get involved in any of that time, not in any kind of effective manner where we can stop this, you know, this beast that we built over here. You know, the Germans, the British, the Italians, and then even the minors here, the Hungarians, Japanese will be involved at that point. So yeah, I don't really know how we stop that beast with nothing. So, you know, we got to build. It's going to take time. And so I think by the time we're ready to really be able to make a large intervention here and really help out, I think they would have already lost. And so then it's India, communist India, against the world, essentially. Now, would some people enjoy that? Sure. I think some people really like doing that, but I think it would, first of all, I think it would take a really long time to win. Can we win? Maybe. I can't even say that I'd win for sure. But perhaps. I wouldn't to rule it out and say that it's impossible to win. But the tactics that it would take to win would not be fun to watch. They would be defensive. I mean, we're a minor country that has huge handicaps and a horrible focus tree and is in a horrible position, just as a regular country, not to mention when you're restarting everything in 1940, 1941. But we are far away from them, so maybe. I mean, the British are here. They can do their invasions. We'd have to try and stop those, but no matter what, it's going to be very defensive. We're going to have to try and wear them down, like in the mountains with fortifications and destroying, you know, the naval invasions, and it's just going to be defensive, just sitting here, probably for a very, very long time. We'll have the Americans still in it, but America doesn't really do well across the seas. They don't typically do well against the Europeans by themselves when they don't have an ally here in Europe. So I don't expect they'll do all that much. Maybe they could help a little bit. I think they'll have enough issues. I don't expect them to win the war for us. We would have to win it, and we've done that before. You know, we've done that as a Dutch. I mean, we lasted for years fighting essentially the entire world. That was the same situation, actually. The first Dutch campaign we did, not the second one we did, where I think we did a historical one, and then it went differently. But when I had this same situation, we were the Dutch fighting the British, the Germans, the Italians, and the Spanish. So we were fighting all of them by ourselves. We had no allies, but America. They came in a bit later, but they didn't do much. They didn't do anything, actually. They didn't even come and help us out in our European territory. I guess there's a bit of spoilers for that first Dutch series. It's pretty old. But we already done this before. And we lost. That's like the only campaign I think I've lost on the channel, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think that's the only campaign we lost. We fought for a long time. We fought till like 1944 alone, which France, by the way, if you guys recall from that campaign, France was never attacked and never joined the war. They stayed neutral for that entire campaign. We fought all of them and Japan. Remember, we held out over here in the Dutch East Indies against Japan for a long time, killing insane numbers of troops. We killed millions and millions and millions of enemy troops, and you know, we eventually lost. We held out for a long time. It was interesting, I suppose, you know, doing this defensive focus campaign where we couldn't do anything but sit on defense and try and not lose. And I mean, it was fun. It was different. We already did that, guys. I did it as the Dutch. I don't really feel like doing it again. So now there's a question of what do we do? How do we get around this issue? And the only thing I can think of, and I don't even know if this would work, is that we use some console commands and then just never took this focus, which would be unfortunate because we wouldn't be able to get these bonuses, and we already have a horrible focus tree. So not getting some of the best focuses, which these are some of the best focuses here for India, that would be unfortunate, but it's better than the alternatives, I feel, which would be either ending the campaign and just not completing it because it's broken. This is clearly still broken, and I don't know if this is a recent problem because I've never experienced it, so I don't know if it's a recent problem or if this has been in the game since this DLC came out like 5 years ago. It wouldn't surprise me either way because Paradox is known for not fixing bugs for long periods of time, but that would be ridiculous, right? 5 years? So you would think it would be like a new bug. But yeah, we can do that, not get the Indian People's Army, and then therefore not be able to get any of these focuses, which means we're going to lose those research bonuses, which the land doctrine is the main one that'd be really nice to have. Wouldn't be able to do this, the common term research thing. Wouldn't be able to get that level 3 general, and I suppose that's fine. This one kind of sucks because this is 3 civilian factories and 2 military factories. It's 5 factories from 1 focus. Keep in mind our other focuses were giving us 1 factory per focus, so that's 5 times better than those other focuses. So it's easily one of the best focuses that India has access to, but whatever. We won't do any of these. That's fine. So we could not do that, but then we can't go communist. Because you can get communism all the way up, and I don't think they ever flip. You know, you actually have to get the party in power, and they don't have elections, which is normally how that would happen. So the only other way to doing that is to have a civil war, and so we can't have the civil war. So that would require me to do the console commands. So I can do a console command and then put the communists in power once we get high enough support here. You know, cheat basically. I mean, if it's broken, I don't feel like it's cheating, honestly. When we fix things that are broken, to me, that's not cheating. But yeah, we can do that. Though there's a problem with that. It might not fix it, guys. It might still be a problem because I believe the Indian Civil War can fire by event. Like, you don't have to, it doesn't just come from this focus. From my understanding, you can also get it from an event. And so not taking this does not necessarily mean that the event won't fire. So it might still happen. And we could just play until it happens, and if it does, then we're just, you know, whatever. There's nothing to be done about it and just end the campaign. The other thing to consider is the fact that the Pakistan war, from my understanding, will happen again as well, but whatever, if we got to fight that again, then we'll do it. I don't really want to fight a war we already did, but if we have to do that to continue the campaign, then I'm willing to. It'd be nice if we had some notice of it, if we get another one of those events, because then that time I have no problem putting all our troops in here on their provinces, especially their victory points, to try and, you know, defeat them quicker and not have to fight over these damn mountains again. But no, I'm okay with doing that if we have to do it. So if that event fires again, which from my understanding it will, then we'll do that, but we won't do the Civil War. So I can do that, but again, it's using the console, something I don't typically do in my series, so I'm asking you guys if you're okay with that, or would you rather just end the series? Because that's really the alternative, in my opinion. I'm not doing that Civil War. That doesn't sound fun at all. I don't want to start over with India. I know we did that with the Dutch, but yeah, that's a rare thing. And I did it months later. like 6 months later, so I don't want to restart immediately. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I talked a lot longer than I meant to. Sorry about that. But anytime it comes to ending a campaign, I want to make sure that it's well explained, especially because this was a patron vote, patron selection. So I want to make sure that it's well explained why I would be ending it and why we wouldn't be able to do it. So yeah, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Since I kind of got to wait for you guys' feedback here, because if we're going to end it, I don't really see the point on continuing past what we're doing here in this episode. I won't have a video on Sunday. I'm going to give you guys, because this video is coming out on Saturday, and I would have to record it on Saturday not long after putting this out. And so therefore, and really I don't even want to record on Saturday. I intended to record both of these videos on Friday because, you know, obviously tonight is New Year's Eve, and I plan on getting messed up as I always do on New Year's Eve. So I was going to record Sunday's video right after recording this one, but you know, even if I recorded it on Saturday, I still wouldn't get much time for there wouldn't be much time to get you guys' feedback. So we won't have a video on Sunday, and then of course we don't typically have a video on Monday either. So we'll have to come back on Tuesday, and on Tuesday I'll either end the campaign or we'll use the console based on your guys' comments, what you guys want to do. Let's go ahead and jump into today's episode, which, you know, I'll make it as long as I can, but I've already talked quite a bit, unfortunately. That took a lot longer to explain than I intended. But yeah, we're going to jump into today's episode. We'll get the War with Siam done and get as far as I can with the time that I have right now. But let's go ahead and get this selected, because we do have the 50 experience to do that. And we're going to do... I think we're going to do this one, centralized control. I mean, you could make an argument to go with several of these, but I think this one would be best because, well, we don't really need the detection right now. We will eventually need it. That's always helpful. And then the air mission efficiency, that helps out for every single mission. Whether you're doing naval bombing or close air support or strategic bombing or your fighters, helps everybody. So I think we're going to go with that one. Yeah, I think that's the best one for us. So we'll knock that out. We do have army experience, so we could make adjustments to our division designs. But I think we're lacking equipment right now, so maybe we won't do that. Suppose we'll deploy that guy so he can train up. Yeah, but I think we'll just go and continue with this conflict here. So I have one unit retreating over to here because we can't win across the river because they have 2 units now. And if they get over here, or if we stop this attack, we lose it or whatever, I think they're set to move there, yeah, immediately. It's not that big of a deal or anything. I'm more worried about this province here. I don't know if we'll ever be able to get organization up with these guys. Let's try attacking here again. Yeah, it's just... we need more troops down here. But yeah, the supply is so bad here. So I was thinking we'd, you know, stomp down this way and destroy those units, but I think we might need more troops. Let's go and attack over here. So wiping these guys out would help, because we'll get more units down there. In fact, we're going to take one of these guys and put him... you know, I think we're going to move both of these guys down here. One over there and one over here. And because this province is so important, we probably should extend this once we get more troops over here. I mean, at least we're getting planning bonuses. It does look like we're going to lose. Yeah, we lost there already. Yeah, they did get there, unfortunately. So yeah, that's a negative. Let's keep him here for now. And I hate that this guy here is just sitting here. Same thing with this guy, so let's go to move them down. Or maybe move them over this way so we can attack. Because yeah, we do not want to lose here. That would be, again, disastrous because I reconnect this. Now, we're doing great over here. Let's have... I mean, we've already won there, so that's fantastic news. We're going to have all these units get that last guy destroyed. This guy will stay here. Oh, actually, you know what? We'll keep him here, but we'll have him go take out this territory here, and then have him come on over to this front. Since we clearly need more divisions here. This is not going to work, so we'll stop that. I think I was just trying to stop them temporarily. That's not going to work either. Not entirely sure what I was doing with that one. Maybe it was successful for a time. I suppose we might as well let them come over here and attack them here rather than getting the river penalty. I think that's the better way to go. So let's go and attack them. As of right now, this is the only location that we're currently losing in. So we need to get more troops over there. We have one here, but we're about to lose immediately again, so that's unfortunate. Let's take one of these guys and bring him over here. Just make sure we don't lose that, because it's going to be very soon. Let's go and attack over this way now. But again, if we lose there, then it's disastrous. The Netherlands has capitulated, not surprising. We expected that to happen quickly. And we almost have this unit here destroyed. Let's go and take this guy and get him coming over here. We need more troops here, like stat. So for the next thing to get here, we're not close enough to 1940 to really work on those yet. And that's not what I would get anyways. We'd get this if we were going to get something early. We do need the advanced machine tools, so could get that. What I really want is passive bonuses, or I suppose we could work on these because we have the 100% bonuses. In fact, because we have such supply issues, logistics would be helpful. Now, given this war might be over by that point, but, you know, we'll see. Yeah, these guys are not going to stick around here long. We will win here, though, and then we can take this guy and have him come over here. And yeah, let's just put this guy over here as well. Let's kind of spread out the love a little bit, I suppose. We need more units over here. We need to also attack there. You know, we might be able to grab this province real quick. Let me just take a look and see, because they're cut off, so they're going to go super slow. Yeah, we'll go and take that province. That'll cut these guys off. So we just need to attack here then. He's already going there, which we need him to keep going there. So that's not going to be super effective, but we'll try it out anyway. Alright, so he's coming up over this way. So, I mean, since both these guys are garbage, let's have them both come over here and have him come over this way. I don't know if we're going to get there in time, guys. This is very close here. Now, they stopped the attack across the river. They failed. So it's just these guys here, and it looks like we will get... Yeah, we'll get there in time. Now, they're attacking us, thus stopping us from moving. That's a bummer. Yeah, they just keep on attacking. So, unfortunately, we won't get there in time. Alright, so that's kind of a bummer. Alright, well, we tried. And they might even push us back here. We'll have to see. They got across the river again. And I think that was mainly because we didn't even have anybody to defend that location. We did finish up here, so now these troops are going to come down here and help us out. But yeah, Siam has been difficult. Oh, wow, look at that. Japan demands French Indochina, and they gave it to them. So this is both a blessing and a curse, because, of course, we now have Japan on our borders, and so they'll be able to invade into our territory. But that also means we can get control of it. It's no longer French territory. Before, they would have been in our faction, and so we took this territory over, we would have given it back to France. But now we can take it and keep it. So it can be a blessing as well, if we can win there. You got to beat the Japanese, of course, so that's going to be challenging. And we now have two locations we'll have to invade, from here and here. But overall, we know the fight is going to be here, and thus, we need to get the supply in this area here fixed. Here, we'll already get it once we defeat Siam, and we get their railroads, and then it'll be solved. This guy's coming down here. We're going to keep him going that way. We need more troops in this area. And because this one's so important, I did say I was going to extend this. So let's keep this guy here. We are winning there, surprisingly. So we just need more troops. We need more supply. That's what we really need, I suppose. We'll push them back across the river here. And we should be able to attack down this way and win as well. Yeah, that looks like it should be successful. So we're getting all these troops over here. Could attack across the river there. We'll try it out, see if it works. Looks like it will. Albania has capitulated, as has Switzerland, and as has Yugoslavia. So, again, the communists are not doing well. Greece, we've seen in the last series, the Soviet Union series, that Greece can stick around with just their islands, essentially. Just this and this might be enough. Although I think, no, that's Italian territory. So yeah, I think that just having this is enough to keep them from capitulating if they have like high enough, stats up here. By the way, I don't know that we're ever going to get war support up high enough. And so what I think we're going to do is just go ahead and, because this would be just so helpful to have, is just going to get the partial mobilization now. Because again, political power is really the only thing we have in this game, in this campaign, is political power. One of the things that most countries are typically quite short on. It's like the one thing we have. I can try and attack here. Yeah, this is never successful though, unfortunately. We'll just pull it back again. Alright, Alright, so now they have to attack us there. What I really want to do is attack here, but yeah, these guys are just too weak at the moment. Because of us making that change, we do have some civilian factories open, and we now have 43 factories, so we're getting close to getting to 50. So that's fantastic news. Let's go ahead and get... I feel like we need more civilian factories. Let's do one more military factory. And I guess because we're not doing the Civil War, we can build over here, huh? Yeah, because we know we're not doing the Civil War. So might as well build in this area. I guess we'll build where we have the highest bonus there. I guess we'll build in both of them because we need several more civilian factories. And any other... Yeah, we got a 60% there. We can build... We'll build a military factory here. Kind of spread around those military factories. And then build the civilian factory. Can you get any more over here? No, you can't. Right there. Alright, so that'll keep them busy for a little while. We are losing that. No reason to keep it going if it's a loss. We can't get across here, so we'll try. Because we did win here. Now they're attacking... Oh, Lithuania People's Republic just joined the 4th International. So, not surprising. Because, you know, they're communists, so we expected they would. That would not allow the Soviets to come through here because Latvia is still not aligned. Of course, you have the Axis up here, which... They're actually at war. I'm surprised that the Soviets haven't destroyed them. It doesn't even look like the front's moving at all, yet they are at war with each other. That's interesting. I'm surprised. I thought the Soviets would have taken them out by now. Or at least that the Axis would be sending troops here and pushing forward, but nothing's happening. So that's interesting. But yeah, we do know that Lithuania will be quickly defeated. That won't take very long. You see the Germans are already pushing the Soviets back. And yeah, I mean, you can see what's going to happen here. The Soviets are going to lose no matter what, but when they pump so many troops to the Balkans, which again, I'm just assuming they've done, but I think it's likely that that's what they did. They pumped troops down there. But yeah, they pumped troops down there, like, what chance do they have to properly defend their territory? If we can win here, we cut off 5 divisions. And yeah, they'll keep on attacking there with no chance of success. So now we just need to find a way to get across this dang river here. And I think we're going to try right there. See if we can't get across there when we can support with these troops. Belgium just capitulated. Again, not surprising. That's a maybe. But again, we just got to get across the river anywhere. Doesn't even matter where. We could try attacking with all these troops. And get across. Because yeah, once they don't have the river bonus to help them, these guys are now cut off from supply. All right, awesome, so that ended up working out. So let's see if we can't get them destroyed now. Want to attack there. We are losing here, so we might need to attack there. I don't know if that'll be enough to... Well, it might be. Pop that over into the win column. Yeah, we'll keep that attack going at least until we know for sure we'll win here. Yeah, we don't want them to break out, obviously. And let's bring this guy over here, just to get more troops over there, and also a planning bonus for anybody who's just sitting here. Alright, so have not won on any of these river attacks just yet. We're getting a ton of equipment. I assume with some of these really rough attacks here that we're likely... yeah, we don't want to send them there, we'll go like this. But I assume that we're likely taking high casualties. Oh man, they're pushing us back. Yeah, because these guys are throwing that desperate attack at us. We can go and pull this back and then attack up this way, try and help out. Just try and get those guys defeated. But yeah, they are not short enough on the supply to actually lose there. Alright, so he's going to come over here and help us. That would suck if we lost this province right when we got these guys about as cut off as they could be. Yeah, they're attacking everywhere over here. This is rough territory for them to be attacking in. We are about to get a full unit over there, but the question is, can he get over there in time and then reinforce? Ireland has joined the war. The British, of course, attacked them, not surprising. The British Empire is trying to add the rest of the island to that empire. And they joined the American Dream. Is that what they're called? The American Dream? I want to say the American Faction, American Union. Could have swore I saw the American Dream on there somewhere. Alright, we are across the river. Alright, excellent. So finally, took us a while. Got across the river there. And we have enough troops that hopefully that should be a win. Also been an attack. Well, this is the river too, isn't it? Okay, so that won't work. We're going to win here, though. Yeah, that's a victory. Alright, excellent. So getting some successes here, guys. Getting some successes. Desperately needed successes. Yeah, I'm really surprised that we're not seeing like any results here from them being cut off, completely cut off from supply and surrounded. Like nothing's happening from that. That's really surprising to me. You'd think like something would happen. Some type of, you know, consequences. Now, it might not have been 48 hours, but I think it has been. Yeah, they're not even having any supply consequences. That's weird. Never happens when I get cut off, but yeah. Sometimes the AI does that. It seems like they just... I mean, you can see that they're short on supply, but they're not taking attrition yet. They did get across the river again, unfortunately. Alright. So that is what it is. Let's attack down here now. That would help if we can get a win here, since they were some of the ones that were attacking this way. Alright, so we've got to defeat them again. We'll do it with this unit once he finishes with his defense. We're now across the river with 2 separate units here. Let's go there, and... You know, we might want to go with this guy and have him attack here. Again, it's across a river, so it's going to be a rough attack. And then here, this would not be across the river, so that should work out well, but we're going to attack across the river. We're going to bring this guy down here. He can attack this way. Don't know that we'll be able to win this. We might just need to stop it. Yeah, we'll have to stop it until we get some more support from the north. We're winning that, so that's good to see. They haven't pushed us back here either, and we actually have a decent division here, so let's attack with 2 units with some support from this guy and see if we can't get this done here. I assume they're going to attack us again. Let me see if attacking there would work. It would not. And we're actually winning there finally. Alright, so we're forcing the divisions to retreat, so technically destroying them. So we're now at 3 divisions left. There was 4 there. So that's good. And also, we now have the ability to get a land doctrine. Fantastic. So let's get the Grand Assault, increasing our breakthrough and soft attack, and also getting us the well-planned attacker. So knock that out. Remember, we're attacking here just to lock that unit down while this guy gets across the river. Though I'm surprised with just how long that attack is going to take. Yeah, it's taking a long time to get over there. Far longer than I was anticipating. Alright, let's go and attack this way now. And support with this guy here. And we'll throw this dude over here to make sure we don't lose there. Right in the moment when we're getting really close to getting these guys defeated here. Now there's 3 units left. They are attempting to attack here, not surprising. Let's try and attack just to help out with that defense. You know we're not really going to get anywhere here. So just do it for a little while. And there we go. Alright, so it's all green, and of course we're across this river, but now we gotta get across another one. So we're trying to do that now, up in the north, and looks like there's a civil war in Mexico. Yeah, that's interesting. We got the Mexican Republic here. Well, it's not exactly how I wanted that to go down. Honestly, I'd prefer if America was just occupying that, and they can get like the goodies here. The oil and stuff. I mean, it's not like America needs oil, but let's take a look, see what's going on over here. Seeing a lot of battle bubbles. Yeah, they're actually a little bit of battle over here, and yeah, the Soviets are losing territory. Though they haven't lost just yet. They've actually pushed forward a bit, probably just because the Axis didn't have any troops to send over there. Romania continues to lose territory, but the front over here seems quite stable. Oh yeah, so I didn't think about this fact that this might get taken by China, because Japan has this territory, but they don't actually have any troops over here, so it's going to take them time to get troops here. So they'll likely lose the northern part here and be fighting down here. The same thing that happened in the Soviet campaign, essentially, and that fight seemed like it took forever. So that's interesting. Yeah, so maybe we won't be able to take it for ourselves. We'll have to see what happens there. And you know what? Japan might end up defeating the Chinese eventually. Yeah, we are very close to losing there, but there's only 1 division left, so it's effectively over at this point. And then we can start pushing just down this way to get rid of those units. But over here, I mean, you can see supply is such an issue. We finally got across the river there, so we can stop that foolish attack. But yeah, we finally got across the river. Really not a whole lot to do at this point. I can try and attack this way. Might even be able to win it. Then we'll throw this guy across the river. See if there's any other attacks to be done here. I've definitely been struggling to hold territory just because of the supply issues. Alright, so we have 6 divisions assigned down there. That's clearly too much. Let's get this gun. We'll get a new tech research, and then we'll get this gun building. We could go ahead and do the next anti-air, but that's not really necessary at this point. Again, I really want stuff that's going to help us now. It is close enough to 1940, though, so let's go ahead and get the improved computing machines. I need our research to be as efficient as possible. So let's go ahead and take troops and bring them over here. I think, well, 4 might be enough. It might not be. We'll take 1 more. I'm worried about supply, though. That's really the concern here, is that we won't be able to do this due to supply. Alright, this guy, he can just go and attack here. It doesn't really matter. Just get the win. Push him back. Get her done. We can take a look at the air zones. So they move their planes. So that might be one reason why we've seen this be so difficult here. Is because they move their fighters. So that should give us control of the skies, that you would think. Since we do have far more fighters and planes overall than they do here. So we'll see how that goes. At the very least, they won't be getting the bonuses they're getting. Yeah, they just took that from us. Damn it. Because we were attacking here. Alright, well, we'll try and get across this side of the river if I can't get him in there in time. I don't think we will. Might be able to win here. These units are really weak. Yeah, just rivers, man. The rivers in this area can be difficult. I mean, any area. It's difficult to get across rivers, but... let's go and attack down here. And just really focus on pushing these guys back. It doesn't matter if they win here anymore, of course. This guy's tempting... Okay, he's coming up here to support. Well, that's fine. Alright, so we got greens all the way across. That's what we want to see. Let's attempt an attack here against this really weak unit. You know, they threw all these attacks at us, just weakening themselves. And so we can take advantage of those. Try and see some progress here. Doing this attack again. This is failing miserably. Yeah, the attack across the rivers are probably killing a lot of both of our men. Yeah, I imagine they're costly for both sides. Probably losing a lot more men than necessary. Let's go and attack over this way, see what's a success. It looks like they'll both be successful. Remember, they can't replenish their losses, so we should just be able to push all the way down here. And there is a victory point here. And of course, we get control of it. We get that rubber. And I assume, because we're neutral with just about everybody, that we should... Oh, Lord. Yeah, we're not going to win there. Maybe. But yeah, it's not worth the costliness of it. But I assume they would trade with us. You would think. Let's go and go here now. Cut those guys off. Have this guy come over here. Or he can come here and he can come here. Going down here is going to be just as bad for us with supply. If not worse. Well, because we have the rails... Well, we don't have a... never mind. I was going to say, because we have the rails here, we could, take advantage of those, but we don't have a supply hub anywhere in the area. And I want to see if they have one down here, because I thought I'd seen one down there. And if they do, then we just use their supply hub. That's a better route to go. Alright, so not winning here, but we'll keep the attack going. And there's Lithuania. They've capitulated. What is the outdated equipment? Oh yeah, the guns. Damn, I knew I was going to forget that. Let's get those building. We actually likely have a unit that's done. We have a couple of units that are done. So let's go ahead and... Oops, I want to change the way we had that sorted, but that's fine. Let's go and put these guys over here. Get them in the fight. Even though they really only further exhaust the supply, I suppose. But you know what? They lack supply too. And they have more divisions than us. They've had more divisions for this entire fight, honestly. I'm not sure what happened here. Why are you guys retreating or leaving? Doesn't look like we can win this. So what we might want to do is just get this win here. Let's try to cut them off so we don't got to fight them all the way down, but whatever we got to do to win here.
That's what matters. So we got the modernizing army. That's a land doctrine reduction, so that'll be helpful. We're pretty close to the 50 factories, not quite there. But maybe that's what we want to work on. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to want to work on here. This will get us more, population, get us another unit. So there's certainly helpful. But I think we want to get to this, guys. I could also see going for a dockyard so we can start working on some submarines. But we don't even have the submarine tech. So it's effectively useless for us. We can just really build convoys, that's it. So we have to get that submarine tech. We can get some research bonuses here. Yeah, I suppose we'll just go ahead and get this. So that as soon as we have the factories, we can get the next research slot. I think that's pretty important. Alright, so yeah, I've just been sitting... Oh, there it is. Japan just declared war on the Philippines. And so that'll bring America into the Pacific conflict. So we could have Japan join the Axis at any point now. That was what I was waiting on. Was for them, to be at war with the Americans. Now, if we do have the Japanese join, then I'm not sure what will happen between them and the Russians. I assume they'll push into Russian territory. Because the Russians bring troops over this way, it's actually going to hurt them on this front. So I assume that the Russians won't put many troops over here, but can the Japanese defend it? They've got a lot of fronts they're fighting on too. They got this front, the Philippines. So yeah, it's hard to say what's going to happen. Now the Americans are in the war. We do want to continue to increase war support. I'm trying to get the next level done before we're back at peace. So I think we're going to try with the cheapest one, war propaganda against Japan here. Let's see if we can't get the war support up high enough. It's at 41%. We're pretty close. So we'll keep on trying to do that. I was hoping to finish the war before the end of this episode because I talked so long about our problems. I might not be able to. We're going to try and attack across here. Again, we don't really want to end the war, I suppose, until we get over to war economy. But since we're not communists, we might actually have some issues with the war economy. That's a possibility. Because can't you get problems if you're at peace and you're on war economy and you're not aligned or democratic? Now, given we have communist support high enough that if we were going to use the console to switch over to that, we could do that now, I suppose. Or close to now. This unit is so weak. Just get across there. And what we'll do is just support, just get across there as quickly as we can. Because of that 50% bonus, I think we can get another land doctrine, so let's go ahead and do that. We're not going to beat a land doctrine with 35 experience, which we haven't even finished over here yet. We still have the Spirit of Division command. I was going to get that next, but since it's only 35 experience, we might as well go ahead and get the next one. Now, as far as which route we're going to go, I typically say assault is often the best for most situations, not all. But in this case, I think it might be better to go with infiltration. And here's my thinking. So, first of all, this one's going to give you the supply consumption bonus, which in No Step Back with the new supply system, supply has become so important. Who would have already won if it wasn't for the supply issues? So that's pretty important now, No Step Back. And this has made this tree much better, simply because of that. The land night attack is always great as well. But yeah, I think the supply is one reason. And the other thing, and this is usually why I say assault is better, is because it gives your entire army a plus 10% breakthrough. So that's huge. Plus 10% breakthrough for the entire army, where this one here, you only get the plus 10% breakthrough for the leg infantry. That is it. And so I would typically say you'd want to go for this one, but we only have leg infantry. That's mainly what we're going to be using. Now, Cav, I don't think counts as leg infantry. So that our Cav divisions wouldn't get the breakthrough bonus. And then if we use motorized or tanks, then they wouldn't get it either. But the majority of the troops that we use are going to be leg infantry. So they'll get the 10% bonus. So basically, it's not as bad as it usually is, and why you typically want to go this route, just for that 10% breakthrough. There's a lot of other reasons to go for this one, of course. A lot of max planning bonuses here. I don't know if this one gives any max planning. You can look at that. But that's one thing that doesn't really matter that much to me. Because, planning bonus is helpful, but because I manually control my divisions, we lose the max planning bonus quicker. So yeah, I think we might go ahead and go for this one here, guys. Yeah, I think this is the better route. And land night attack, that's half the day. that you're getting a 25% attack. So that's huge too, for half of the day. As I mean, who stops attacks for nights? Nobody does in this game. So yeah, you're getting it for half of the day. So I think we're going to go with the infiltration in this case, guys. So this one here is going to give us that breakthrough immediately. That's another reason to get it. The breakthrough here is, further down. This is going to help us now on all of our attacks. So we'll take less casualties when we're specifically attacking. Alright, so they're attacking us. So we'll have to wait until they finish that attack to be able to throw our own attacks at them. And we're in 2 provinces right now. Yeah, so they're only attacking this province here. Look at the supply, guys. Good God, it is so bad down here. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and attack immediately. I suppose we'll go into both. Can we do that? Yeah, we can do that. So we'll just attack into both. Just trying to get it done down there. Look at how weak these units are from the lack of supply, man. Yeah, again, I really didn't think that they were going to be as difficult as they have been, or else I would have probably had built the supply hub. And I thought we'd be able to roll over them a little bit quicker, and not having a supply hub would not have been as big of an issue. Now, one thing to consider is the fact that even if we had built it, it might not have even been built even at this point because they take so long to build. I mean, they take forever to build them. So yeah, we might not even have had it done yet. But at least we'd have it on the horizon somewhere, that we might get it. Infantry equipment is horrible, probably from all the losses we've taken here, both from attrition and from battle. We need to take a look at the casualties. I assume they're incredibly high at this point. But let's go ahead and add a factory over here, since it's clearly what we need. How are we doing on the trucks? Can we pull from that? We probably could get away with pulling from it. And I think we will, just because we need infantry equipment. Is there anything else that's really, really bad? Support equipment's bad. But I think we already have factories on that. We have 2. Let's fix the infantry situation first. Infantry equipment. So go ahead and get that going. But yeah, it's been a rough fight. Now given you just take Rangoon and then it's over. I think we lost this territory, didn't we? Yep, we did. Alright, so that's unfortunate. Yeah, just a lot of back and forth. Yeah, we might not be able to win as long as we have these supply issues, because supply is just such a horrible position. Then I sent more troops over here, which I think further exhausted the supply there. Let's take a look at the casualties real quick. I'm curious. 20,000, that's not that bad. For 205,000, yeah, not too bad. But this isn't great either. 26%, yeah. Now given, we don't really want to defeat them yet until we get war support to 50% and go over to the war economy, but still, if we won, I wouldn't be unhappy with it. If we didn't get to war economy, it'd be fine. Because this is a tough fight. They outnumber us, they have more divisions. And the supply issues have been horrible. Greece is out. Okay, so we thought maybe we might be able to last, but Crete was taken. So without Crete, they're definitely not going to make it. Yeah, this is horrible. Look at this. The Romanians are out. I didn't even see the Romanians capitulate, but yeah, they've capitulated. I mean, yeah, look at this. This is just so bad. I think this is why we have to get into the war. And so yeah, I just don't see like joining the war in late 1941, maybe 1942, and expecting them to still be in it. Could push forward here, but I think this is just opening us up to being cut off, and none of it matters. All that matters is we take Bangkok and then move towards this area here. And so yeah, we have to win up along here. Now we just got those divisions there, so I was blaming them for eating all of our food, eating all our supplies up, but it wasn't their fault. I feel bad now. They just got here. They didn't do anything wrong. Alright, so yeah, they're attacking here. They might be able to win there. And you know what? I really wouldn't care if they won there. I really just want to get behind them here. Maybe that would be open if they won there. That's a possibility. We did win here. Now we're on the defense. Let me see if I can't. Yeah, we can win already. Again, they're just they're not doing so well. Now that they're not having the supply issues because they're closer. Everybody's capitulating. They're closer to what I think is a supply hub down there. I think they have a supply hub down there. These guys will attack over here as soon as they finish up with the defense. And yeah, we're just kind of stymied up on the river. You know, we can allow them to kind of exhaust themselves. This might help a lot. Logistic companies. Let me make sure we have those in the units. I believe we do, but we could double check on that. Getting the trains would be helpful as well. Getting the railway guns. But I don't know if we have the factories to really work on that right now. And plus, you got to spend 2 techs here. You got to research 2 techs in order to get them. So that's another thing to consider. Let's go for the engineer companies, I suppose. We are in 1940 though. Is there any 1940 techs that I'm neglecting? You know, we have that already. Obviously there's the planes. Another passive bonus there, that'd be helpful. And then there's the passive bonuses here. We should probably work on passive bonuses, guys. I think that'd make more sense. I mean, given a sport company is passive bonus too. If you already have it in the company, which, let me just double check on how we're looking here for the Bengal Tigers. Yeah, we do have logistics. There's only one left to get, which I was thinking signal companies again. Yeah, I was thinking that might be what we get. Once this guy leaves, we'll try and attack down here again. We lost that province, so I'm kind of salty about it. I want it back. It's my province. Let's go and send this division over here so they don't cut this guy off. So it looks like it could be a real possibility because just barely winning that. Let's take a look at the situation down here. So let's just go ahead and have... I really just want to take that province right there. This is what we're going to do. We're going to send him over there. Send him over there. And then these guys down here. Nope, just one of them actually. I don't want to win. We just want to stop them from moving. Alright, so I'm hoping we can get over here. Now once we win that defense, take that province, cut that guy off, so we don't have to fight all these guys all the way down here. Now, given we finish up there and then we bring them up here, we have more troops, but I don't know if that's a good thing or not, due to the supply issues. We took that province again, excellent. Let's go and move these guys over here. It does look like we're about to lose this province, but you know what, again, I kind of feel like they can have it. I almost want them to have that province, because I'm hoping that Bangkok would be undefended from the north, or less defended, but maybe not. Maybe it'd be a pointless endeavor to let them have that. I don't know. Looks like they're going to take it no matter what I do. But yeah, Siam has been difficult due to the supply issues. More difficult than expected, but not as costly as I was thinking. I was thinking they were kind of costly, but it hasn't been that bad, honestly. We did cut this guy off here. Excellent. So let's go and have one unit help out destroying them. And maybe push forward over here. Have that guy support, although I guess he's got to finish his defense first, because yeah, we're going to lose otherwise. Try and get over here and cut that guy off. I guess you could just, while he's attacking there, and come up this way, take all this from him, cut him off from their supply hub down there. And I suppose that's the best way to do this. Make sure we don't lose there. Alright, so we're destroying those units, so we're wrapping this up over here, so that's good to see. Holding that one as well. And they are defeating us there. That's kind of an exposed location, honestly. You can try and send another division over there, but I don't think they'll get there in time. Looking for weak units to attack, but yeah, there's just nobody that's super weak. Try getting across the river just is so difficult to get across the river. I mean, we'd have to like throw all these weak units in there to even have a hope of winning here. And throw another guy as well. Let's see if that'll be enough. So difficult though, getting across the river. Which is why there's such great defensive locations. Now it looks like we should be able to win here. And then, you know, this guy will likely retreat down this way, and then there'll only be one unit we got to deal with down there. Yeah, he's going to retreat over there. And then we'll have these guys surrounded. All right, excellent. So let's go and work on destroying them, I suppose. And this guy will just keep on pushing down. Only one unit left to destroy here. So I guess we'll let them finish. And we're winning there, or, well, maybe not. Yeah, I don't think we are winning there. We're going to need to at least get some organization here. And maybe a planning bonus, too. Anything to kind of give us an edge. And I suppose this guy could use a planning bonus, too, since we're going to have to fight one unit across there. As of right now, we're still winning. They did attack us across here, though. Cowards. Every time. They always attack me. Right when I'm about to get a victory. We'll go ahead and give that up. The key is here, taking this location, at 45% war support. Can you attack from here? You can. Okay, so that would open up the front just a little bit. Give us a little bit more width. Yeah, we might be able to get across the river there. That'd be huge for us, if we could. There we go. Alright, excellent. But remember, if we take Bangkok, that might be enough to defeat them. And if we want to wait to get the war support to 50%, then we wouldn't want to do that. But what we can work towards is trying to get them surrounded, I suppose. But maybe not. They might not capitulate yet. It's risky. It's risky. So what we'll probably do is just go and attack over here and not risk it. Yeah, I think that's a better way to go. Need to keep troops here, though. Don't want them to be able to easily defeat us. We already hardly have any strength there in that location. And I'm surprised that we're doing as well as we are with the extremely low supply situation. Yeah, you wouldn't expect that we'd be doing how we've been doing so far. We can just keep on pushing forward here, so might as well just go and go all the way over. That'll be a victory point there. And also, I expect that that's a supply hub. So they've taken Manila already. So the Japanese having success here, having success here, having success here. Japanese are stomping around right now. We are not winning here. No reason to keep it going if it's a loss. I think we're just, man, I don't know if we'll win if I take this. Let's see. Let's hope that and you know, we might not even be able to take it. They might just keep on attacking us here. But yeah, we finally got across the river there. I'm happy about that. Alright, so now it's just a matter of getting these guys here destroyed. And so we'll let this guy get over here and then try and attack there. They have barely any equipment. But they got the organization. So that's what's getting us. So let's try and attack here. And it looks like they have finally won here. Alright, that took forever. But we did it. We'll bring this guy down here so he can help out. Yeah, supply is horrible over here, but we'll get to see if there's a hub down there, which is what I've been kind of relying on and why I didn't build a hub. Because I was hoping we had one over there. They're attacking across this river and seeing success. Okay, so that's not good. Go ahead and move over here. And then move a unit over here as well. We can probably get across the river right there, though. Looks like we might lose that location. We do have a factory here. I don't know how long that's been sitting up there. We need infantry equipment. Very, very short on the infantry equipment right now. And unfortunately, I think we're going to have to end the episode there, guys. We did not get Siam defeated yet. We're also not going to take Bangkok, so I guess it's a good thing. These troops need to spread out a little bit. I bet supply is just horrible in that one province there. But yeah, we are slowly getting them defeated. And we'll look at the casualties there in a minute. I did want to see if this had a supply hub. It does not. I thought it did. Okay, so yeah, it doesn't have a supply hub. Could have swore I'd seen one, but yeah, it does not. So we have to build one down here. Okay. Well, we have the rails, or we'll have the rails. And thus getting the supply hub down here will be necessary for the war against the British. And we'll clearly need more supply hubs in this area as well for the war against Japan. Those are all things we'll work on in time, and we'll likely use that decision that allow us to build the 3 supply hubs much more faster. And yeah, I didn't want to put them over here, like just for the war with Siam and waste that. I wanted to use it where it's closer to the later conflicts. I think that was the best choice, even if this war's been more costly and taking longer. So taking a look at the casualties, I mean, we're really not taking that bad at casualties, considering 24.6 or 24.7 thousand. That's not bad. They still outnumber us, I think, or we're close to the same numbers here. They've taken 246.8 thousand casualties. So yeah, it's gone pretty well, I suppose, considering I didn't know they'd have this many troops either. So that was another thing. They had more troops than I was expecting. But really, the number of troops was irrelevant. The only thing that really mattered here was the lack of supply. Now, we can move closer into this airbase, and that'll give us better efficiency, and the planes here can actually support now. So that should help us out. So we'll move the planes to that location, and that'll help. But yeah, that's going to be the end of today's episode. Remember, we will not have an episode on Sunday or on Monday, as usual. We will be returning to the series on Tuesday, and that'll give you guys plenty of time to let me know what you want to do. Do you want to start a new series? Because we can do that. If nobody wants me to use the console commands, or if you don't want me to be invested in this campaign with the possibility that Civil War event fires and then I just quit. Because I can definitely understand that, not wanting to get invested in a campaign when it might just, I mean, kind of already invested. We're in episode 5 here, but getting any further invested in a campaign where we might just end up quitting, if that happens. Now, I think that this, you can see that even in the scenario that we keep going and don't have the Civil War, we still might lose all of our allies. Look at this, man. They're just rolling over them. Again, I expected it, but it's so quick. Now, the Soviet Union takes a long time to capitulate, but look at the Turks. Turks are going to be done for. They've already lost over here. Yeah, it's just so bad, man. Now, they still hold here, so that's good. So Turkey's not being hit from the other side. But yeah, this is likely the Italian naval invasion of there, maybe. Maybe they came back and took Rhodes, because they had lost Rhodes to the Turks. But maybe they hit a naval invasion here. That's what it kind of seems like. It's hard to say. They could have came from Rhodes. But yeah, they're pushing forward here and taking territory. And overall, communists are in a desperate situation. And I'm not sure what the Americans are doing outside of their war with Mexico. I assume that's all they're currently working on. Oh, I guess they wrapped up the rest of this British territory here. So they did do that. In fact, it looks like the Mexico war is done. Yeah, because the Mexican Republic helped them and won. So now America can probably focus exclusively on the war with Japan. That's what I assume they're going to be doing now at this point. And Japan's going to be all invading into the Philippines, Dutch East Indies, so they're working on that now, while trying to continue the war here against China, which they're actually doing naval invasions this time, which I was thinking in the last campaign, that's why they had so much difficulty with China, is because it seemed like they didn't do any naval invasions. We didn't see any anyways, and that's the key to defeating China. It's not to fight them for every piece of land, it's to do the naval invasions, come up behind them. And so yeah, I think Japan's winning over here, so we might end up losing all potential allies outside of the United States, regardless of whether we have a civil war or not. That's what it sure seems like is happening. Yeah, because everybody's collapsing to this very powerful faction that I created over here. And I don't think the fact that Spain went fascist would have made any effect if they had gone, communist instead. Because they probably still wouldn't be in the war yet, because they'd still have the recovering from the Civil War. And so they wouldn't have joined the war yet. And so that's has nothing to do with, they wouldn't have helped at all. Yeah, they're in a bad situation. Turkey hasn't held up as well as hoping they would. But yeah, they're already getting pushed back, which is going to open up another front for the Soviets to have to defend from. So I think the Soviets will likely surrender soon. I don't know how long, because it's the Soviets. It takes a long time to defeat them, but before the end of 1940 is not impossible, because they're advancing in the winter. So the winter's not even going to save the Soviets. Now, we can take a look at their casualties, I suppose, real quick, since we're not going to have an episode for a while, since I got to wait for you guys' responses here. So we can just take a look. I think it's, God, there's so many wars here. I think any of these would work, honestly. So yeah, it looks like the Soviets, they've only taken 1.10 million casualties, but the Germans' casualties haven't gone up that much either. Turks have taken a lot more casualties. Just looking at the two sides, though, and I mean, both have gone up a bit, but I think the 4th International casualties are much higher than they were the last time we looked at this. American Union, 285,000 casualties. Americans have taken 97,000. I wonder how many ships they've sunk. That'd be interesting to take a look at, but we're not going to do that right now. We won't look at the navies just yet. We'll wait to do that a bit later. So yeah, that's going to be the end of today's episode. Remember, we'll be back on Tuesday. I do hope you enjoyed this one. Sorry for the bad news. It is what it is. The game's broken. It's not the first time we've had issues with Hearts of Iron 4 having a bug or something. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. Do hope to see you on the next one on Tuesday. And thanks for watching.